Everybody here is out of sight, but they don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose, they keep things alive. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright.
Welcome to the corner. I'm your host and resident voice, Anthony Cruz, and with me is the incredibly hung
Nick Portela.
Yeah, we're back again. It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks.
It has. Man. It's been a bit. Been too long.
To satiate people's curiosities, I was in the shitter the whole time. I was in the shitter.
Damn, that must have been some burrito.
It was a colossal size shit.
Damn, man. Do you need stitches?
It was the hunt for Red October. I mean,
or like the hunt for Brown October.
No, we just got caught up in so much stuff, and then we were like hanging out, and I don't know, like we just didn't get done. And we recorded a lot of stuff. My lazy ass never put any of it out.
That's true. We recorded some shows, we didn't put it out, and then we had to recover from Smorgasbord.
Oh man, we ate like I must have.
We had two assholes in that place.
Ate a lot of food, man, but it was good food. Like I mean, it'd be one thing if you ate a lot of shit food, but when you have like a good quality food, like,
man,
that does the world of difference. But you're not helping the situation. You're still eating way too much. You're fucking fat as fuck.
And then the beer in the corner doesn't help over there.
Then it's hot, and then you can't walk. So now you can't walk it off.
And then we washed it down with Oddfellows ice cream.
Oh,
which I don't
God, man.
So
much good food, and I really have to like slow it down for a second. And hold on, we're gonna put this on pause 1 second. But so we had a couple of weeks off, and it's kind of a good thing because having that time off, it just makes that urge to get back behind the mic that much more, I don't know, visceral. It's like, oh God, we got to do this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's like that. I think for anything creative, you get a lot of people like not as a different thing, but Adele. After that big album she had, she took some time off, came back, and she's hot again. Sometimes you got to take a step back, get your juices going, and then come back forward.
Well, no, just to put it out there, we're not fucking Adele. We're nowhere near as on the level of Adele.
Oh hell no! But I mean, it's similar. Like when you're being creative, you take a step back, let your juices flow, and then you come back and you go back at it. Please, I wish I had Adele money. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and so much stuff has come out. We had a fuck ton of things that's happened in the time that we've been out. We had UFC fights. We had movies that came out. We had the San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of stuff happening there.
A lot of awesome trailers.
TV, the whole 9 yards. So a lot of news, man. It's going to be difficult getting through it all, but we're going to get there because there's a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the just those Comic-Con trailers, man. Those trailers, Wonder Woman, and just... Yeah. Oh man,
I mean, let's talk about the big thing, which is Comic-Con. Like Comic-Con came in, and it's huge as always. I would like to get to San Diego.
So that is a bucket list thing
because I mean that is the biggest comic book show next to New York. Like New York is probably second on that list, and then everything else follows suit. I don't know what's the third biggest Comic-Con.
Well, I know Chicago has a big one.
Chicago
has a big one. Puerto Rico has a pretty good one too. Actually, a friend of mine, he went out to Puerto Rico to the Comic-Con out there.
So,
who knew? I never knew Puerto Rico.
Is it Marvel DC or is it like Puerto Rico PC Comics?
No.
PR Comics?
No. It's Marvel and DC in English.
So no Leche Man?
Yeah, no, there's no Leche Man. There's no Chupacabra Man. There's no Captain Gandule. And Commander Arroz. No, there's none of that.
Okay. San Diego's huge. I would have liked to have gone out there. And what's good about San Diego, unlike New York, is where a lot of the Hollywood comes in, sets up studios, and sets up their press conferences and shows what stuff they have in the pipeline as far as movies are concerned. So if you're a big movie buff, that's where you would want to go to see a lot of reveals from Marvel and DC. So I mean, DC came out swinging, man, like crazy. They brought out the Wonder Woman trailer, which was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. It's looking good. Chris Pine, who plays Captain Kirk on Star Trek.
Yes, he's in it. Yeah. He plays what's his face? He plays
Trevor, I believe.
Yeah,
Trevor.
Yeah.
We have Gail Gadot from Fast and the Furious.
Oh man, and she looks so good in the part, which is
she does. I would like her to be a little more. I don't know. I always picture Wonder Woman being a little curvier and a little bit more buff. But then, at the same time, comic book dimensions are very hard to replicate.
Yeah, no, and you know what, curvier I can live without. I mean, it looks good on the comic book. It looks good in the cartoon, but I don't know. From a practical standpoint, her looking more regular on screen, maybe a little more muscular, maybe would actually probably be a little more what I would expect from a cinematic version of Wonder Woman.
Well,
but she looks good. She looks like she looks.
Oh
strong.
yeah, her face fits the part. And she looks good in action.
And you know what?
Well, we got to look at her at the Batman Superman. We got to see her.
Yeah, we got to see her in action there. But the good thing about this trailer is that she does. She pulls out all the stops herself. But you got to give it to the cinematography of it. Like the way they set up shots, they make her look larger than life, which I think is very important. I just one scene where she's like on the battlefield and she's stopping bullets with a shield, and she's just got a sword, and everybody's shooting at her. I was just like floored, man. I was like, wow, that's insane. Or she's sliding around the room, cutting.
Yeah, her speed. She's
cutting people
crazy.
with her sliding on her shield. That was amazing.
Very good cinematography. Well, the action has never been a problem. I mean, at least since Zack Snyder started doing these comic book movies. I mean, if you look at Man of Steel, the action wasn't a problem. You look at Batman, Superman, the action wasn't a problem. There were other problems with the movie, but action wasn't one of the problems. Right. So this movie looks like also, if there's going to be any complaints about this movie, action's not going to be it.
Right.
My only complaint, and we were talking about this earlier, is, Wonder Woman is a character steeped in Greek mythology.
Right.
I would like to have seen a little bit more Greek mythology implemented in the trailer.
And like I said,
maybe
to say we won't get it?
Show Ares, maybe a Minotaur,
and like I said,
along those lines.
Said, who's to say we won't get some of that?
We might, we still might.
We're looking at the trailer, and they still want to leave
some mystery. And it was a teaser trailer.
And I'd rather them leave me with some mystery and surprise me at the actual showing, because you can have an awesome trailer and then be disappointed by the movie. So it's happened before. But, and we'll get into more of that later. We're going to talk more about that. But yeah, I mean, they showed the Wonder Woman trailer. They showed another Suicide Squad trailer, which was actually, more of the same, but still excited to see it.
Looking forward to that this week.
Yeah, it's coming out this week. They showed, they came out swing, and people didn't expect this, the Justice League trailer. They didn't say anything about showing any Justice League trailer, but we're still like a year and a half out from this damn movie, and they showed up a trailer. Holy Christ.
Yeah, man.
And it was good.
And I gotta tell you, I don't know whose idea it was to cast Jason Momoa. For those who don't know him, Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones, or he played Conan in the last Conan movie. He looks awesome as shit as Aquaman.
Zack Snyder set up the shot where he's standing on the rock and the water's kind of engulfing him, because he could have done some shit where he just dove in the water and that's it, and that would have been fine. But no, he looked majestic. Like he was standing there, his back towards the camera, and the water's just just like waves of water's hitting him. And it was epic, man.
No, it was an epic scene.
He looked awesome.
And Aquaman is a guy, for me, that, and it's a funny transition with him, because we've always kind of laughed at the Aquaman character, because most people that I know anyway have always thought that Namor was the far superior, Aqua guy.
Right, because they made okay, so
Aquaman was always kind of a bitch.
Yeah, in his original drawings, they made him with a nice clean cut hair to the side. He was the golden age. Everybody associates Aquaman with the golden age Aquaman, where he has the hair parted to the side. He's real clean shaven, got a tight orange shirt with some green pants, and he looks like a herb.
He does.
He looks so soft. And he talks to fish. He's riding a seahorse. Oh, how majestic. You know what I'm saying?
But I will say, in the comics.
Yeah, the comics and later iterations, they turn him into a badass.
Well, even in Justice League Unlimited, in the cartoon series, Aquaman was a bad dude in that whole series.
Ever since I would say from the late '90s until now, they've made Aquaman into like a real powerhouse. Not just in terms of his character, but his strength, the way he runs Atlantis, like the whole 9 yards. Like they just bumped him up to a level where he can sit on the pantheons of Superman, Batman, Martian Manhunter.
And he looks like he belongs.
And he looks like he belongs.
Definitely.
And then they grizzled him out. Like he didn't keep him in the clean shade. They gave him a majestic beard, golden beard. Like I think it glows gold.
It seems like that, right?
then they cut off his hand and give him an eye patch. Like he just
he was all kinds of badass. He was all kinds. Especially in the Justice League cartoon, because if you remember, he chopped his own hand off to save his son.
That's right.
Using his belt buckle. It wasn't even like he used a sword where he could just chop it out with one good swipe.
He should have called the shark to bite it off. That would have been some badass shit right there.
Yeah, but then the shark wouldn't have stopped. And he'd have nothing left.
So yeah, they made him look badass, and now he's like riding like krakens. He stands on the top of a giant kraken, and it just, or is it a squid? I don't know what the hell it is.
For my money, it's a damn kraken. That thing is huge. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah, and he rides it like a badass with hammerhead sharks.
Yeah.
He stands on the back of a whale and then has hammerhead sharks on leashes. It's crazy.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, no, he's something else.
So they showed that, and then the trailer is basically breaking it down that Bruce Wayne is kind of going around and recruiting what becomes the Justice League. He goes after Jason Momoa's Aquaman, and some real heroic stuff like what was it? Kevin Smith in Batman on Batman has said something really on point where he said where this is the first time you're seeing him doing some real superhero things, and not like saving a falling bus from a bridge or doing like superpower stuff. It's Aquaman just bringing fish to a hungry town so they can eat. That's heroic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck, yeah, you're right. Because you didn't see that much. You didn't see that shit happen in the Man of Steel.
No, definitely.
Stuff like that. I mean, he saved people doing some heroic stuff like carrying a freaking oil rig from collapsing. But yeah, just the simple things, the little minor things like feeding the hungry.
How much more heroic can you get?
Right, exactly. Or just helping a man keep his business because somebody's trying to rob it. Just something simple. So he's going around recruiting all these people, and he kind of ends up in the Flash's lair.
Yeah,
which was an awesome scene because Ezra Miller, like we all like Grant Gustin. That's our Flash.
Yeah,
he's embodied Flash more than anyone.
Now, when you think Flash, that's the guy you think of. Now.
Yeah, even more than the series from way back in the day
with John Wesley Shipp, that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And we love that,
which he actually plays Grant's father
in the show.
In this, as a homage to him.
And now, they took that show to heights where now they're doing Flashpoint Paradox. Like it's insane. So we're kind of at odds because we get this Barry Allen who doesn't quite fit the description. I mean, even though Grant Gustin, he still is not on par. He's not visually identical to what the comic is.
No, but he found a way
to capture that. Yeah. So now we got an even further removed, person on that level where he's got black hair and he's pasty white and he's socially awkward. And, Bruce Wayne comes to visit him and he goes, "Hi, Barry, I'm Bruce Wayne." He goes, "You say that, it explains like why there's some stranger sitting in my second favorite chair."
Yeah.
Like that was pretty damn awesome, and I like it. That little injection of humor, and then the really cool scene where Bruce Wayne throws a batarang at him, and he looks at it as it's slowly moving past his vision, and he goes, "Oh shit, this dude is Batman."
And then the first thing he says when he catches it, "Can I keep this?" that was pretty cool.
Great. And Bruce Wayne's like, "I want you to draw my attention." He goes, "Stop right there. I'm in."
He goes, "I need some friends."
And he's like, "Fuck, really?" Like, you don't need no explanation. He goes, "Yeah, I need friends." So it was real fucking charming. It was really awesome.
That was a very good scene. I must admit.
We got that, and what's crazy about that trailer is that there's no action in it.
No, not at all.
It's just a lot of little plot points here and there. You get to see Batman in this suit. You get to see Cyborg, which we're all dying to see what he's going to look like.
And I gotta say, he looks pretty good.
He doesn't look bad.
He doesn't look bad.
I'm a little off about the Flash suit. Still, I'm not.
The Flash is the one everybody's complaining about. Like that's the one thing.
It looks very plasticky.
Yeah, it does. It's very
But who's to say that just they're taking some creative. Creative liberties, and I say that because just look at what we are seeing with Suicide Squad, where. For a good clip in the beginning, we didn't see what the Joker looked like. Then little clips and stills started coming out what the Joker looked like. And we're all like, I don't know. But since they've been so consistent with showing the Joker in every trailer since, and showing a whole bunch of them. At this point in time, I'm already used to how the Joker looks. Now I'm just starting to see how he does as part of the movie. Like, I've already accepted him for what he looks like. And I'm actually kind of enjoying it because it's such a departure from the Heath Ledger and the Jack Nicholson.
Sure.
That seeing this take that I've never seen before has me pretty intrigued. So I think they need to do that with this version of the Flash. Show him as much as you can. Get us used to how he looks. So by the time we go to the movies, we're already...
You're desensitized to it.
Right, exactly. We see his outfit for what it is. All right, so he looks like you know, the rejected member of the Power Rangers. Rightfully so. I mean, we'll get to the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's funny you mentioned Power Rangers.
We'll get to the Power Rangers shortly.
You know, speaking on that, it's interesting because I find this Jared Leto version of the Joker to be a little bit of a throwback to the Jack Nicholson one. And the reason I say that is because the Jack Nicholson Joker was crazy, but very much the gangster.
Yes.
Very much the gangster. You know, he drove around, he had his guys with him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was definitely off kilter. But he was very much the gangster. Right. This guy, you know, now the Heath Ledger Joker is more the comic book version of the Joker we're used to. Insanely, you know, just out there on levels no one is.
Doesn't need henchmen. He has them, but you know, they're just there for him. They're expendable to him. He's completely crazy, and a line that he said in the movie that really sums him up best is, he's like a dog chasing a car. He wouldn't know what to do with one if he actually caught it. Yeah.
You know, that pretty much sums up the Heath Ledger Joker, right? Just completely nuts. This guy is crazy also, but in a different way. A little more sociopathic as opposed to psychopathic.
Right.
You know,
right.
Someone who is very much more like the Jack Nicholson Joker, where he's a gangster and a badass gangster that everyone's afraid of.
Right, exactly.
So I do I prefer the Heath Ledger version? Absolutely. But do I need to see a reenactment of the Heath Ledger version right now?
Not at all.
No, I don't. I'm ready for something.
I'm still reeling over that performance.
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you, it's going to take a while before that type of Joker can be done again.
Because think about it. I mean, look how long it was between Jokers from Jack Nicholson to Heath Ledger. I mean, that you're talking about damn near 20 years.
Oh, yeah. It was a long time ago because the Batman movie was made, I would
89.
say, 89, right?
89.
So, yeah, you're talking definitely over 20 years.
Almost 2 decades.
About 20 years, yeah. 20 years later.
So, and that performance, Heath Ledger, was another... So now you figure it's been, what, 4 years? 5 years?
About maybe even a little longer than that.
All right.
Maybe even.
So now we're getting another Joker, and we're getting a version that's wildly different from what we saw. So we're not seeing more of the same.
Right, we're getting something different, and I think
and the thing about it is that you better get used to it because this Joker's part of the continuity of the entire DC cinematic universe. So when Batman gets to solo movies, that's the Joker you're getting.
Right.
You're
Unless something drastic happens that pushes them even further over the edge. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you see maybe a more darker...
Maybe a more Heath Ledger-like Joker. But, I'll be honest with you, I kind of hope... It's weird. Like, it's a very funny thing because I prefer the Heath Ledger... Ledger, right?
Heath Ledger...
I'm all tongue-tied here. I prefer that version of the Joker, but I'm ready for a change.
Yeah, so
I'm ready for a change. So if this is the Joker that they go with, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And then they had so they had that trailer there. They premiered Batman: The Killing Joke at the San Diego Comic-Con, and then followed it with a 2-day special event where you could watch The Killing Joke in theaters. So we'll get to talk about that as well.
Yes, The Killing Joke.
But let's go to the flip side, onto the Marvel. I mean, DC has some stuff they were showing, but let's get to the Marvel stuff, which is really awesome. They showed
a more in-depth Doctor Strange.
They showed a new trailer for Doctor Strange. It's very Inception-y, but it looks awesome. It looks wicked awesome.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
And you get now you're starting to see Doctor Strange costume more on the forefront now.
Right.
In the images, like he looks like Doctor Strange. It's.
And I tell you, man, I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Oh, my God.
I love Benedict Cumberbatch for this role.
Yeah, no.
I really do. I love him
it seems
for
tailor-made
this
for
role.
him.
Yeah. Everything he's done, I've enjoyed him in. I loved him as Khan in Star Trek. I've enjoyed him as the voice of Smaug.
You remember how I used to say that the dude from 1-800-Lawyers should have been Tony Stark? Right? I always saw Doctor Strange, and the guy playing him was this dude. What was the guy? The guy who does the Monster Mash. The guy that talks. He did the voice work on Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, Vincent Price?
Vincent Price. I always saw him as Doctor Strange.
Oh, but man, the way he is, he could play the ancient one. As old as that man is.
He can play Doctor Strange the Afterlife at this point.
Terrible. Maybe a young
one
Vincent
would
Price.
probably
Yeah, I
pulled
could
it
see
off.
that. I could definitely see that.
But
you know who probably would have been a good one also? He played Commissioner Gordon in the Batman movies. The recent ones with Christian Bale.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Gary Oldman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he played Dracula also in the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie. Yeah. He probably would have been a very good, in his younger years. He's too old for that now. Yeah, but he probably would have been a very good Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he could have probably pulled it off. He seems a little short to me, though. At least Cumberbatch is tall.
Yeah.
And I always picture Doctor Strange to be tall.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, he is actually. I think statistics like 6'1", 6'2" in the comics.
Okay.
But movies have a way of making. I mean, look, Mel Gibson's a short guy, but
they made
Tom Cruise is not a tall guy either, but you wouldn't know.
They made Michael Clark Duncan look like a giant next to freaking Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks is a giant within himself.
Yeah, he's tall, but Michael Clark Duncan is so massive that it's believable. So that was a big man. So
they in the Green Mile they made him look huge, so it can go that way. So they showed Doctor Strange, and that looked awesome. They had a closed trailer screening. I still haven't seen it yet. I can't wait till they leak this out. But they showed Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, that's right. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah. And from the news already that Kurt Russell's in it, he plays Star-Lord's father. But he also is Ego. And everybody knows who Ego is.
The living planet.
Exactly. So, I don't know how a planet fucks a human girl, but...
But what if, how about this? Maybe he's playing Star-Lord's father and just doing the voice work for Ego.
No, that's all he's playing for, what I understand.
Really?
Yeah, Ego. Because remember, in the first movie, at the end of the movie, they say, well, he's not entirely human. He's, part human. His mother's human, but his father was something else, something ancient that they haven't seen before in a long time. So...
Well, that would be insane. I hope that that's not what they're doing.
Well, we'll see maybe, Ego's a living planet, so maybe he has a way of transferring his consciousness to an avatar or something like that.
Maybe. I mean, maybe he can grow life the way Earth grew life. You know what I mean?
And then, he shagged up with a human woman.
Which is a shame because in the comics, Star-Lord's father is actually an emperor. From
what I understand,
yeah, he was an emperor of an alien kingdom.
Yeah.
So...
But why not Ego? I mean, why not? I mean, there's nothing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that even is remotely similar to Ego. Maybe with the exception of Galactus.
I remember in the comics, they had one hell of a fight, Galactus and Ego.
Yeah, and the fact that Ego is super powerful. So to have Star-Lord connected to that really ups his ante as far as how he can hang with the big boys.
Well, it depends on how far from the comics they want to stray. Because Marvel, even though they have their differences, have really tried their best to keep it along as close to the lines of the comic as they can. Yeah. If they're going to go this route, then they're taking this in a completely different direction. Because Star-Lord doesn't have powers. He's never had superpowers. He's never had powers. So I don't know how they can do that, or I'm not sure.
But not so much in the sense where he will have powers to combat, villains, but just the fact that he is somewhat human, be able to take on superpowered beings and living through it. It's an easier pill to swallow when you find out that he's not completely human. Well, that kind of puts him a step above and says, well, yeah, now I can understand why he would hang with somebody like Captain America or something like that, because now he's on a different level now.
Yeah, but I think doing it with a being as powerful as Ego is a bit of an overkill. I think just having an alien physiology is good enough to explain that. I don't think they needed to take it to Ego levels. Well, that's like finding out, he's Silver Surfer's nephew, and you're like, what?
Well, you know what? In a way, I wouldn't mind it, even if you don't explore it. Just knowing that he's on that potential badass can leave a lot of room for debates or stories where maybe he's able to tap into a power at some point.
And it's funny because with this phase of the movies that are coming out from Marvel, I'm starting to notice a lot of differences, a lot of deviations. There's a lot of deviations.
It's happening more and more.
It's happening more and more. Like even with Thor, they're talking about integrating Planet Hulk into that somehow. Now that leaves a whole nother thing because Thor Ragnarok, if you go back and read the comics of Ragnarok, the Hulk had nothing to do with that.
Right.
Now it's a completely different thing that you're dealing with. That council, those who sit above in shadow, they're called these ancient celestial beings, and Thor fully realizing his true power levels, which are considerable. The Planet Hulk is a different thing. Then when you're dealing with Planet Hulk, you're also talking about a Hulk that has human level intelligence, which the last time we saw the Hulk in Avengers, he did not have. So I'm not sure what it is they're doing here, but I'm starting to notice a lot of deviations from the comic.
Well, and you know what? And this is where I'll probably get lynched for, but I'm actually kind of happy that's happening because think about it like this. You stick to the comic too much, now you're being bounded by all those people who says, oh, well, in the comic it happened like this. But why would you go to see a movie of something that you already know happens? The good thing that happened about Civil War is that they took the concept of what happened in the comic book and moved it into the cinematic universe and gave it a new reason why they're at odds. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they did it well. They wrote it well. I mean, not to say that it can go horribly wrong because you're deviating from the source material, but you're taking inspiration from the source material and creating something new with it so that the cinematic universe doesn't sort of parallel the comic book universe. And that way you go into the movies just like everybody else wondering what's going to happen. And that's the part that you want. You don't want people knowing what's going to happen because let's take it back to Killing Joke. Here it is. You get a faithful panel for panel adaptation. If you love the comic book, then you're going to like it, but you already know what's going to happen. There's no mystery involved. Right. And for the average person, they're going to be like, well, it's okay, but I can understand why people were frustrated, that why the Killing Joke was polarized in its exception.
Well, here's the issue here.
Acceptance.
Now we'll take it back to Civil War, for example. So we all know the Civil War ended with Captain America in handcuffs, right? That's how the comic book ended. He got arrested. He gave in,
right?
And then later on, they assassinate him, and then he comes back, and that's a whole other story. This ended very differently. He walks away with Bucky. He leaves Tony Stark defeated, and he's pretty much on the lam at this point.
Right.
That's the way this ended.
Right.
Granted, deviation from the book. People still love the movie, and it didn't hurt the movie's bottom line at all. Actually, no. It maybe even helped it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But now here's where this is going to get funny. It gets funny because you have people who are purists. Whenever they see a movie adaptation of a comic book, they pretty much want a scene for scene, damn near line for line adaptation. You've seen it with every form of entertainment. You see it with Harry Potter. You see it with Lord of the Rings. Listen, I had a conversation with someone the other day at work. A co-worker of mine who was telling me that he didn't care for the Lord of the Rings movies. Now, as someone who grew up reading those books, I've read them all, even the ones that were unfinished, the unfinished tales from Tolkien. I thought those movies were an incredible adaptation of those books. He said no. And he pointed out several things that the movies did different from the books. Now, one can argue, oh, well, if it's a movie, whatever works in a book doesn't always work in a movie. And I happen to agree with that.
Yeah,
there are definitely certain things that may work in a book that just don't work visually. Okay? Absolutely. But he's one of those people that the slightest deviation made him not like the movie. I've heard it said about the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. There were people that said the sole fact that his webbing was organic and not something he created turned them off to the rest of the movie. Now, personally, I think that's a very closed-minded way to be. Right. I don't believe that something needs to follow page for page, dialogue for dialogue, the original source material.
True.
It needs to keep the spirit of it alive.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a lot of fans divided. It's going to cause a lot of division because there are some people that want to see more or less what they read on screen. And then you're going to get the more casual fan that didn't follow the comics that closely that's not going to care.
Right.
So this is going to become a very interesting thing, and I don't know if it's going to hurt Marvel's bottom line or not.
Well, you know what? I mean, Marvel has deviated even for beginning. And I'm kind of mumbling because I'm trying to get my thoughts together, but Marvel has deviated from their comics from the very beginning, including Iron Man. The one thing that you can say they're consistent on is showing their origins true or almost identical to what the comics were. I mean, from Tony Stark to Thor to all these origin stories that they're showing are pretty true to the comic book source. So, but they want to tell a story that deviates from the comic so that not only the readers are seeing something new, but the average people who never saw that before will get a new story and understand it. But now, here's the flip side of that. People will start using the movies as the one source of their comic book knowledge.
Right.
I had people come up to me saying, "Well, yeah, I know about that origin. What was it? The Guardians of the Galaxy. He was on Earth, and they took him and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, but that's not what you saw in the movie. Is not exactly how it happened."
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nor is that the way he met the assassin.
Exactly.
It's not the same way
Yeah.
either.
So
There was a lot of differences.
Yeah, a lot of differences, but I dig them because you keep the nature of how they came to be.
You got to keep the spirit of it.
Yeah, you keep the spirit alive, and that's what they've been good at. So yeah, they showed the Guardians of the Galaxy too, and that was pretty awesome. I'm waiting to see footage of that. I did see footage of Thor Ragnarok. They had a clip from there, and that was amazing.
Wow, I'm looking forward to it.
It was great. Nice, opens up with a battle and stuff like that. You see the Hulk there, and he's about to Hulk out, and they just show some really cool things, man. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks good.
Let me ask something. Do you honestly? Now, this is, I guess, a matter of opinion at this point. Do you believe that the constant deviations from the comics, in the long run, are going to either hurt the brand or help it?
Hard to say. I mean, and this comes down to the writing. Can you continue to deviate from the source material, and still keep it compelling? Well, that comes down to the writer. I mean, think about it like this. You got all this comic book lore to pull from, but what we understand, and this goes back to the Killing Joke, when you do something, a material, especially old material, right? The writing in there is not up to par of the standards that are held today, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Killing Joke, for that matter, like the first half of that movie feels new and organic, where the second half feels like they just took it word for word out of the comic book. Right. Even the dialogue is disjointed, to say the least. Where I still love that movie, I will definitely point out its flaws. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you rip panel for panel, there's stuff that gets left out.
Sure, absolutely.
So you take something like Planet Hulk that came out, I don't know, how many years ago?
10 maybe?
About 10 years ago.
Roughly.
It's a big difference in terms of writing.
Sure.
You learn new things about how to write a comic book. Even Hush. Like, I read Hush back then, and I read Hush now. Hush now, the writing doesn't quite hold up to the writing now. It's more fluid now. It's like more natural, even in dialogue comic book form. There, it plays out like much like the last of the great '90s comics. Right. That's how Hush. That's how Hush comes out to me. So you take something like Thor Ragnarok, and you take Planet Hulk, and you want to bring them to the cinematic universe. You find a way that you want to give these people these great stories. There are still great stories, but you got to serve it up to them in a way that their brains on an intellectual level can be satisfied. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you don't bombard them with all these massive stories, because it takes a hell of a lot of money and time to make these movies. To do a movie just on Planet Hulk or do a movie just on Ragnarok will probably hurt it in the long run. Because you got to think, we got flooded with superhero content. At what point does the superhero bubble break? You know what I'm saying? Where we get so oversaturated with superhero that we don't want to see it anymore. I mean, we got it on TV, we got it on home video, we got it in the movies, and they're just coming one after another. And yes, for the most part, they've been phenomenally good. But at what point do you start throwing out some stinkers, man? Fantastic Four is a prime example about it being a golden age, a new golden age for superhero movies. And then you got Fantastic Four coming in, and you're like, God damn, that's the kind of thing that kills the franchises. Right. And because of that, Marvel's getting Fantastic Four.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They're finally getting it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're cutting a deal.
It's a shame they couldn't get X-Men.
They're cutting a deal. So who knows? Maybe between now and 2022, Fantastic Four could be integrated into the movies in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not as the Fantastic Four, but the characters.
Maybe.
Because that's how it is now in the comic books.
Well, there's enough.
There's
big
no
events.
Fantastic Four, but Thing is there, and Mr. Fantastic is there. Reed Richards. But they're all off doing their own things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not a team.
Well, that was a power. That was a play by Marvel,
right?
To not give any more hype to the characters, like the same thing you're seeing with X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men.
You know,
like,
that's for them to not allow Fox to make any more money off.
Yeah,
of
the
guys.
mutants are in the new Civil War comic book. They're in there. They're just not on the forefront. They're on the side. They're there as supporting characters. Nightcrawler, they didn't even show him. I was looking for the panel to see him. I didn't even see him. But he was there. You know what I'm saying? So, so the fact that they're much part of the universe, but they're just not on the forefront the way they used to be because of that whole situation with Fox. But moving on.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
But yeah, so on the terms of writing, you want to give these people something that connects them to the comic book. Matter of fact, in a way, it's awesome. Think about it like this, because if get us that we already know what the comic books are, and we get somebody who doesn't know the comic books, they see the movie and they say, "Oh man, that's awesome!" But they come up with that stuff, and I'm like, "Well, that's from the comic books." You had Thor Ragnarok. You can read the Ragnarok series, or you can go and read the Planet Hulk series, which leads into this War with Hulk and all that stuff. So nice, and and the whole, and then you bring them into your world,
right?
So that's the good thing about it. So they showed that trailer. They showed a little bit of Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, and that's something a lot of people are very anxious to see.
They showed a little bit. I didn't get to see the clips. From what I understand, they did show Vulture.
Right, but Vulture's in the mechanical suit. This isn't the Vulture from the original comics where he turns into this guy or whatever. Yeah, this is like a mechanical Vulture.
Well, he has mechanical wings, much in the inspiration of Falcon's wings.
Right.
In Captain America. So we're seeing Vulture, and who else is in there?
Trying to think. I think they showed.
Yeah, I forget. There was something else about that particular trailer that was actually pretty cool.
Well, I know they supposedly showed TV spots for the new seasons of Arrow, the new seasons of Flash.
Yeah, all that stuff. But as far as the Spider-Man: Homecoming, well, we all know that Michael Keaton is in there, and he's playing Vulture.
He's playing Vulture.
But there was something
interesting choice.
Yeah,
it's
great. Well, you know what? Not that interesting. You know why? Because he did Birdman.
That's true. I remember that.
And we were all like, movie. And we were like, damn, this fucker could play Vulture. We were all saying it.
Yeah, no, that's true. And Birdman's a very good movie.
Yeah, man.
It's a very, very good movie.
It's a good movie. I love the way it's filmed.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
A very interesting take on a guy who plays a superhero,
Yeah. So that's that. As far as the TV verse is concerned, they're gearing up for a new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we're getting Ghost Rider's motherfucker. We're getting Ghost Rider.
Is that going to be a Netflix original?
No. It's going to be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, Ghost Rider's going to be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, and they're not going with the Johnny Cage one.
They're going with
they're going with Robbie Reyes, the new one. So he's not riding a motorcycle. He's riding like a 67, 68 Dodge Charger.
Really?
Yeah, it's a badass muscle car.
Okay.
I think it's a Charger. I could be wrong. It could be something else, but he's riding one of those cars, and they unveiled the car at the show. I didn't get to see it. Because they had it covered.
I'd say it's a bucket list thing to one day.
Yeah, we gotta go
to San Diego and go to that Comic-Con.
Yeah.
The one in New York is awesome. I love the one here.
Yeah.
But it would be great to see that one over there in San Diego.
Exactly.
And I would love to do an E3. I've always wanted to do an E3.
Yeah, no,
I always thought that would be amazing.
It has to get done. But so they showed it. So I wasn't familiar with Robbie Reyes.
I know a little bit of him. I'm not a huge...
I went into the comics and I started reading about him, and he's actually pretty cool. Spanish dude. He looks like... All right, remember the He reminds me of Racer X.
Yeah, actually, he reminds me of him too. From Speed Racer.
Speed Racer,
yeah, he reminds me of him.
But he got the skull. He got instead of it being like an actual skull, like the original Ghost Rider was, it's like a helmet. It's a helmet, and like the front looks like a skull, but the back of it plays out like a normal helmet, and looks mechanical in a way. So it's not like he's dead or anything like that, but he has the
spirit in him, the spirit of vengeance.
Spirit of vengeance.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
His car turns on fire like the other one, where the engine explodes with fire and the wheels, all four wheels are in flames.
What about Iron Fist?
Oh right, so they showed a teaser trailer for Iron Fist. Danny Rand is at the forefront of that one, and that looks pretty good. They didn't show any real action, and they didn't really show him in the mask or anything like that, but it looks good.
Well, Iron Fist is a martial arts based character.
Yes.
So to me, it's very important to have very good martial arts fight scenes because you're dealing with a martial arts character. It just goes hand in hand.
The trailer I did see was the Luke Cage. That shit looked good.
That looked really good.
That looks good.
That looks really good.
They had the DMX track going. And
do you remember when Tyrese was actually thought to play that role when they were looking to make a Luke Cage movie? Tyrese was one of the guys that was in the running.
Really? I didn't know that.
They were looking to make a Luke Cage movie. And in that movie, Tyrese... Yeah, that's right. Tyrese, I said it, was the guy that were looking to play Luke Cage. Can you imagine?
Well, no. Not just Luke Cage, but he also was campaigning to become Green Lantern, too.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No. Hell no. Don't, please, no. And I got nothing against Tyrese, really, but...
Would you be my sweet love? So,
oh, God.
So, yeah, so the trailer for Luke Cage looks good. And the guy, he was on... He already appeared as Luke Cage on the Jessica Jones.
Right, yeah, same actor.
Yeah, so... And he did a hell of a job. He was awesome. So, what was really cool is that this first season of Luke Cage, you get to see more of his story. But I didn't see anything that refers to him putting on the yellow shirt.
And we will hope that does not happen.
Well, you could get away with it if you make it cool looking. Like, you know how like armor body, the armor suits,
Well, why would he need that? He's bulletproof.
No. I'm talking about the shirts, the company armor.
Yeah, I know.
Under Armour.
Sure.
Yeah, they got cool shirts like that. You can put one on and it has
he can wear that big belt thing that he used to wear too with the headband.
I don't know. But maybe the headband. Who knows?
Oh God, no.
Who knows?
There are some looks.
Or maybe like he puts it on and he's like, nah.
Yeah, that would be funny. Just like a little homage.
Yeah, a little something. Yeah, because he got to have the gauntlet.
Well, in the cartoon, he has that yellow jumpsuit or whatever he wears.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a yellow shirt with some black pants. You could do it.
But of all the colors, why yellow?
I don't know.
Why canary yellow? I don't get that. Why canary
yellow?
Well,
look, this is a deep chocolate brother, man. So so any color you put on them is gonna pop.
Oh my! Can you see him in purple? I want to see a purple Power Ranger.
Okay, it's gonna be purple, but no, it looks wicked cool. And then, from what I understand, what they reveal is that each episode is gonna be titled after a Gangstar song.
Who the hell had that idea?
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to that because then I want to hear the song.
Oh my God!
I want to go like.
As long as they're not doing Bobby Digital songs, I'm okay.
Word up. That would have been like, whoa, wait a minute.
Hey, what are you doing here? You're going
Bobby
too
Digital.
far.
For those who don't know, Bobby Digital
is the worst rap album in history.
Yes.
It's no. It may be the greatest rap album in history, but it comes with the pain of being the worst. Like, think about it like this: Frodo had to hold the ring because he was the only one that could bear the burden to drop the ring into the fires of Mordor and all that stuff. That is the Bobby Digital LP. That when you hold on to that, it's temptation followed with pain. It's greed.
Followed by more pain.
Yeah, like I bared that burden for everybody else.
Thank you.
I had that LP, and it sits there calling to me from the closet.
Calling to you to burn it.
Yeah.
And then throw it out of the window.
But, all right, so the Bobby Digital LP is Bobby Digital is the alias of the alias. So RZA, who has a real name, registered with the state, goes by the RZA, part of the Wu-Tang Clan. But then he had another alias that he went by called Bobby Digital. And that's where this fucking album comes from.
It was like ODB had Dirt McGirt. I think that was
some
his,
shit like that. Yeah.
I forgot what Method Man's was, but they all had a second alias. Each one had a second alias.
So yeah, pretty much all the members of the Wu-Tang Clan were schizo, and their multiple personalities had rap albums themselves. So there you have it.
And again, I say it is the worst rap album in history.
No.
That album is
B
hell no.
G-I-G-I-T-A-L.
Oh my god! Yeah, folks, he does this throughout the song more than once. He spells out that whole
shit,
damn name.
Your daddy ain't shit. Your sister ain't shit. You ain't shit. Come on, man.
I don't know. It's terrible.
It's the greatest, worst album ever.
It's the great. Yeah. Are you saying that's the Big Trouble in Little China of rap albums?
It could be.
Oh hell no!
It could be.
Like you got Trouble in Little China.
Look, let's put it this way: there are people who praise that album.
Who? You introduced me to these people.
I went looking for reviews online to see, and they're like, "Yo, this is great." I don't know. Maybe they were sarcastic.
Listen, they had to be. I would think they're sarcastic.
Maybe it was sarcasm. I don't know, but.
So in the sea of horrible reviews, you found like 3 good ones.
I found twinkles of light.
Oh yeah. Even in space, there are twinkles of light, but it's still a dark place.
Dark, cold place.
A dark, cold place.
Oh man, so yeah. Each episode is named after a Gang Starr song. So there you have it. I'm looking forward to seeing what song it is, and I'll listen to it and watch the episode to see if there's any connection between the song and the thing. But that'd be kind of creative. If that's the case.
No, that's definitely a creative take.
If the director or the creator is a big fan of Gang Starr.
Hey, listen, man. We had Sticky Fingers play Blade in that. Remember that Blade series they tried to do, and that was completely horrible.
I try not to think about it.
Yeah, no, that was painful. That was very painful. I don't know, man. I mean, it's definitely creative. It's definitely something different. I'm just hoping. I'm hearing rumors. Again, these are rumors, nothing etched in stone.
Yeah.
But the rumor is they're thinking about dumbing down Daredevil to more of a PG style character.
I hope.
And I'm hoping that that's not the case. I thought one of the best things of it being on Netflix is that they didn't have to, be restrained by, primetime TV guidelines. They can go further than let's say a show like Arrow could. Or
the good thing about
Flash.
Rumors is that most of the time it's just rumors.
And I'm hoping that they stay that way because I love Daredevil as is.
And you know what? Like you watch Daredevil, it ain't like all right. You take Daredevil, you compare it to Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is way heavier. That's a fucking porno with some superheroes in it.
Yeah, that's like a Cinemax late at night special.
That's a Skinemax special.
That's a Skinemax special.
There was some fucking going on. So with that. Against Daredevil played it pretty safe.
Well, Daredevil. I mean, the biggest thing with Daredevil is the violence. Daredevil's not a character,
and even with that, it wasn't even that bad.
Well, no, I mean, they showed some nasty.
It was some
breaks.
brutal, yeah. It was some brutal, yeah.
But Daredevil. The biggest thing with him, of course, is the fighting. Daredevil's not a guy that walks around cursing left and right, saying "fuck you" to everybody. Daredevil is not something steeped with tons of sex.
Like he's not
that kind of character.
You want to talk about on par as far as. Like visceral sort of like Daredevil takes it because it's Netflix, so it's edgier. But Arrow has very gritty fight scenes on there too.
Absolutely, definitely.
So,
does. Listen,
and there's killing in there. There's just less blood. Yeah, there's less blood. But I mean, for the most part, they really don't need to change it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it stays the same. I think Daredevil is a fantastic show. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I'll
tell you, Netflix is really killing it right now.
Netflix is killing it. They got shows.
A lot of stuff coming out.
They got fucking shows.
They made a sequel to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah,
their own sequel.
And it wasn't bad.
Pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I was like, I fuck with this movie. Their original content is really good. Like, people go to the main ones, which is Orange is the New Black. I think it was House of Cards. Is another Netflix original.
Then of course Daredevil was a big hit.
Yeah, I mean they go to those main shows, but even there's shows that came out that you didn't even realize that came out. But like
one show called Strange Things, I think is the name of it.
Strange Things is new. That just came out.
It's a horror show.
Yeah, that came out. I'm gonna check that out. But no, I'm talking about even animations. Like they brought out Voltron.
Right.
And it wasn't bad.
And there's Japanese anime that they're doing that's original also.
Yeah. I watch a show called BoJack Horseman, and it has a cult following, and it's a horse, and his name is BoJack, and
Really?
he's one of those drunk, womanizing, depressing alcoholics. Yeah, he's a fucked up individual, just trying to find his place in a modern day because he was he's a comedian from back in the days who had a hit sitcom more in the lines of like Full House, like a cheesy sitcom.
Okay. Oh, Fuller House, another show.
Called Horsing Around, and then like later on he becomes, he off the success of that he made a lot of money, but now he's trying to write a memoir for his book, trying to be in more movies, and he's disgruntled, he's drunk, he's a womanizer, like.
It's not like a pleasant individual.
And it's a funny ass show, but he's a fucking horse.
He's a horse.
Yeah, like in this world, like humans and animals.
Oh, okay, that kind of world.
Yeah,
Okay,
that kind of world. Like his agent is a cat woman that he used to fuck.
So I guess he's home like a horse.
But there's humans in there. Like one woman he had at the hospital was a human, but she's dating another guy who's like BoJack, but he's like a more happy dude, called Mr. Jangles, I think it is, or something like that.
Mr. Bojangles.
No. Yeah, I think it's like Bojangles or something like that. But he's a dog,
Really?
So he acts like a dog. But,
Craziness.
Yeah. No, it's a funny show.
There's a petition right now going on for Netflix. I saw this the other day. There's a petition going on right now for Netflix to get Thundercats.
Oh yeah, they've been trying to do that for a long time now. But look, they just penned a deal with CW.
Did they?
That to get exclusive their seasons. You know what I'm saying? So let's say Flash ended today. By tomorrow, the following day, that season will be up on Netflix.
Seriously?
Yep. So Supernatural, Flash, Arrow, and now Supergirl is coming to the CW. Legends of Tomorrow, 100, iZombie, all those shows. As soon as that new season is done, like 2 days later, those videos are ready for streaming.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
I'm happy.
Because the one thing I get tired of
I thought Hulu was going to get that.
Man,
They said something.
Hulu's struggling.
Yeah, they know, because I remember reading actually an article where Hulu was vying for that. They were vying for exclusivity rights.
Because they're a little bit better because they will get new episodes, the next day after it airs.
But what kills me about Hulu is none of their episodes are in order. Like, if they get too many episodes, then it starts becoming disjointed. They'll get episode 3, then 5, then 6, then they'll go to 9, then 10. And it was
kind of crazy. So there was no consistency with that. But, that was the one problem I had with Netflix was that, here it is, the new season, let's say the latest season of The Last Ship, right? Ended. They didn't have Last Ship on Netflix, but I'm just using an example. If it ended, like yesterday, you would have to wait till when the new season is about to start on TV before getting the season that just passed.
Yeah, no, that's always what happened.
And that would be annoying because now you got to binge watch this shit just so you can get ready for the new season.
And that's exactly what ends up happening to me because sometimes, honestly, like most people, I don't have time to watch certain shows.
Right.
So I wait for Netflix for it. Like I do that with Flash, I do it with Arrow, I've been doing it with Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting and I binge watch them.
Yeah.
So it would always piss me off that Flash would come out right maybe a month before the new season of Flash is going to come out, even a couple of weeks. It would drive me insane. So now that's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that.
So yeah, they got that. And then on top of that, like if that wasn't like a 1-2 punch to Hulu's, like yeah, take that shit, right? Then or even like let's say like Amazon or Amazon Prime, or whatever, Amazon Video, they came out and they penned an exclusive deal with Disney to get Disney, Marvel, and Pixar movies exclusively on Netflix.
Seriously.
So you're gonna get the Avengers and all that shit on there, including the cartoons and all that other shit. You're gonna get Star Wars.
Wow.
You're gonna get the Pixar movies.
You're gonna
get the Disney
they have
movies.
some of the Pixar movies, but I know they don't have them all.
Right.
Well, I think they have all of it if you order the discs. If you order the discs, I think they have the full library, but not for streaming.
Right. Well, the now it's all streaming.
Crazy.
So Netflix is killing it, man.
I tell you,
I should have bought stock when the motherfuckers with nothing.
I'm about to say, it's funny because I remember when Netflix came out, nobody really took it seriously. They said, it's okay, it's not bad, whatever. But businesses like Hollywood Video and Blockbuster were still there, and Netflix pretty much ran those guys out.
Yep, they ran them out.
Netflix pretty much just took over from Blockbuster and Hollywood.
It's weird because I went to Brooklyn a couple of years ago, and there was still a mom and pop video store. Like, these fuckers had DVDs, but they also had VHS.
That's craziness.
And the fact that it was still open, people were renting. It may not be like in droves, but they were maintaining.
Well, every so often you go to certain stores and they still have that red box thing, where you can get a movie from them and rent it, and you got to bring it back. I mean, you still find that in a few places left.
But I'm talking about like a true traditional mom and pop video rental store.
That's crazy.
They used to have the empty box on the wall, and then you walk to the counter, and all the videos in the clear plastic cases behind them.
That is a dinosaur. But you know what? I hope that store keeps going on.
Yeah,
it's nice to see relics.
You used to walk in and it smelled like fresh popcorn because they had a popcorn machine in there.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss Blockbuster.
I mean, I like Blockbuster. Like, it was okay. I like going to Blockbuster because they would get all the cool B movies.
Yeah, the stuff that
so
didn't make
instead
it
of Transformers, you get Transmorphers. You have
Let me tell you, I saw a lot of my when I was jumping into Japanese anime. I saw a lot of it from Blockbuster.
Yeah. No, when I got into anime, it was through those mom and pop video stores. I used to rent out, from Pelham Video around here. They had 2 stores. I used to go to each one, seeing what new ones. That's how I bumped into the Guyver and Fist of North Star, Lensman, Akira, all that shit.
Street Fighter. Do you remember the original animation?
But I got Street Fighter. I actually got Street Fighter from a friend of mine. I brought it home from school, and me and Jay sat down and watched it. We're like, oh shit!
Yeah, that was amazing. I remember I just being floored when I first saw that.
Yeah, that was a pinnacle moment.
Yeah, that was just incredible.
That was a pinnacle moment. So yeah, I mean they got all the new seasons of the show coming out. Supergirl moving over to CW. I wonder how the production is going to be because I finished watching the first season of Supergirl, and I really grown to love that show. Like, as it hit towards the end of the thing, they were doing shit like it was out of the movies. Granted, it didn't look as good as the movies, but they were way better than Smallville ever could be. Like, they were flying around, crashing through buildings, knocking over cars.
Oh, that's awesome.
Using powers.
That's awesome.
Energy beams hitting, Martian Manhunter fighting. Like, come on, it was.
That is where Smallville dropped the ball.
I'm sitting there like, fuck. No wonder they didn't want to give up on this show. This shit is actually pretty damn cool. You're talking about network. Look, they were doing superhero level stuff, even more than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., more than Legends of Tomorrow, and even in a few instances, even The Flash. You know what I'm saying? And The Flash is a phenomenal. That's my number one. But to see Supergirl flying through the air, and they did a scene that they ripped right out of Man of Steel. Remember the scene when he was fighting Zod and he was punching him and continued to punch him as the camera chased him?
Right.
Through the buildings and all that stuff?
Yeah.
They did that scene on that show.
Not bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad that they're keeping up with that show.
And they're fighting and they're flying through buildings and blowing up cars and it was insane. I was like, fuck that. Really cool. Like, it's a little formulaic and it's a little on the side of the girliness because it's a very girl-driven show. A lot of her rogues gallery is females. But fuck, I mean, they did it. I mean, Martian Manhunter, nobody else dared to do Martian Manhunter on TV.
Oh, Smallville tried and failed.
Miserably. So here it is. They did it, and he looks good. He looks like Martian Manhunter. Of course, he spends most of the time in human form.
Well, which is fine. Which is okay.
But then when he needs to vamp out, he vamps out and becomes... Dang, the only thing he hasn't done was he done the shape-shifting, but from human to the Martian. But you know how John can go into like animal forms and stuff like that?
He turns into these alien creature forms.
Yeah.
We've seen that in the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
Damn, I missed that cartoon. I could use another season.
He didn't do none of that. But they showed the White Martian.
They did?
They showed the White Martian.
That's cool.
And it was dope.
That's cool.
So
something you rarely see, man.
So I'm like, God. So bring it over, like, so obviously they're bringing it over to CW. Most of their stuff is filmed in Canada. And I guess we're gonna, like, the vistas and the way it's going to be filmed is going to be a lot different now. I think because they filmed in Los Angeles before. Now they're filming in Vancouver.
Well, Vancouver,
So the skyline
Vancouver must make tons of money because there are so many shows that are filmed in Vancouver,
and it's cheaper.
and it's cheaper to film out there. Absolutely.
So, so the skyline is going to be different. I don't know what it means for most of the actors. Like Calista Flockhart's character plays her boss at the publication that she works at. I don't know if she made that chance because she lives in California.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that a lot of the staff is willing to go to Vancouver to film.
Well,
listen,
it's show business, and and filming on location. That's nothing new to them. I mean, that's filming away from home is nothing new to them.
Yeah.
Maybe for some of the older, more experienced, like someone like Calista Flockhart, who's already an established television star, she may not feel the need to go do that anymore.
Yeah.
But it is a part of the gig. It's something they're all used to.
Yeah.
And truth be told, if they're smart, they'll see the writing on the wall.
True.
Arrow's a huge success. Flash is a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a safe bet that this show, if they adjust a few things, they're going to be a huge success. So you're going to want to be in on that. Yeah. So if that means you jump into Vancouver for a little while to film, it's a small price to pay for the success that you may have later.
Right. Okay, we're going to stop it right here. This will be the end of episode 1 or clip 1 of our 3-hour corner exploding extravaganza. We talk about everything podcast. So click on the link to the next one and continue on. Or you can listen to the whole 3-hour version that we also posted online. See you on the next clip.